Hi everyone, Bandanner here. Welcome back to Warno League Season 0.5 from SDL. Today we have the first in a best of 5 set between Mix90 and Tof UK. Tof and Mix, both veterans of the tournament now, have both made it to the semi-finals in Division 1, and one of them will go on to play T-Man in the finals, and the other will face off against Dark Neutron for the 3rd place. Today they will be playing on Vertigo Duel. Mix will be playing as the 2nd Infantry, and Tof will be playing as the 8th Infantry. So let's have a look through Mix's deck first. Rover Command and 2 sets of Bedford Supply. Not a huge amount of supply in this deck, but certainly a reasonable amount. Infantry, we've got 2 cards of SAS, as I would always expect. 2 of Air Mobile, one is in the Saxon, one is in the Lynx. 2 sets of arm rifles in the Warrior Milan. A Jaeger squad ×2, a Jaeger Commander, and a Milan 2. Very standard spread of units for the 2nd Infantry Division when it comes to infantry. Obviously the SAS being paramount there. Artillery, 2 cards of the 155mm towed howitzers. And then in the tank tab we have 2 cards of Challenger Mark II, a card of Challenger Mark II Command, an M48 card, and a Rover Milan card. Again, good spread of units. Recon, we've got Jaeger auf Clara, Snipers, Foxes, Scouts, and Air Mobile Scouts. Lots and lots of units here. Obviously, if anyone is already not aware, the Air Mobile Scouts are very, very good in this division. Well worth taking, as well as whatever other recon you have, because they basically act as an infantry unit. AA, you've got the Javelin LML and the Tracked Rapier and the Rapier FSA. Then for helicopters, just the Gazelle rockets. I certainly wouldn't take anything else there myself either. And then in the air tab, you've got the Jaguar cluster, the Jaguar cluster again, the Jaguar HE bomber, and the Harrier anti-air jet. Obviously, what you're lacking here is a decent anti-air fighter with long-range missiles. The Harrier is alright, but obviously it's pretty slow. It doesn't have long-range missiles. But the dive bombers obviously can be devastating, and that's where the Jaguar shines. Now on to Tof's deck for the 8th Infantry. We have the Mutt CV, 3 Jeeps as always. You've got the M35 supply, the Hemmet, and the U860 supply in there. Over in the infantry tab, we have the Mech Rifles Leader, the Ito, 2 cards of the Mech Rifles Law in the M113 Dragon, Mech Rifles in the M35, Engineers Flash and Engineers, then a squad of Rangers, or a card of Rangers I should say, and a card of Engineers Dragon. In the artillery tab, we have the Mortars and the M109A2. Then in the tank tab, we've got the M1A1, 3 cards of those, 1 card of the M1 Abrams command tank, and 1 card of the M60s. Then in recon, we've got the LRS, the Jaeger auf Clara, the Bradley, and the M150. Then over in anti-air, we have Stingers, Pivads, Chaparrals, and the Eyehawk. Very nice spread of AA for that deck. Helicopters, we have Cobras and the Tow Cobras. And then in air, we have the F-16C Fighting Falcon ×2. And then we have the A-10 Thunderbolt anti-tank and the F-111F Laser Guided Bomber. That will be the anti-tank version. I know you can't see it here, but I promise you it is the anti-tank version. Let's head into the game and see how these guys perform. Welcome to Vertigo Duel. Mix over on the right in blue as the 2nd Infantry, and over on the left in red we have Tof as the 8th Infantry. Let's have a look at what Mix has down. SAS going really aggressive, up into Bravo no less. Okay. And 2 squads of SAS, no, 3 squads of SAS at this side. One is going to head around to Charlie, and the other 2 are coming into Delta. Okay, and then their vehicles pushing up into that tree line. At the back here, a couple of squads of Jaeger auf Clara, one pushing into Charlie, one pushing up here. Sniper pushing up towards the middle into that tree line there, just to cover the middle road. Unusual position actually from this side of the map. Curious how that pans out. Usually people go for this little tree line here, or indeed the edge of this one, so that's a bit different. Back here we have, again, Jaeger auf Clara and a Fox heading over this way. Jaeger auf Clara going in here, the Fox going all the way up to the other side of the map. Interesting opening. At the back here we have arm rifles in Maury Milan ×2, 2 M48s and a Rover Command all heading up to Delta. And at this side we have a Javelin LML, Jaeger and a Milan 2 all heading up to Alpha. Looking mostly defensive, but obviously there is that SAS squad pushing right into Bravo. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. I will note there is no anti-air for this side of the map. There's just one Javelin LML heading up to Alpha. We'll spin ourselves around. I don't see any helicopters down. Could also be, of course, that Mix has purchased himself some kind of AA jet. Namely the Harrier, I suppose. Over at this side for Tof, as the 8th Infantry, we've got an LRS heading straight up into Bravo. We've got an M150 coming up behind that and heading into the centre just to cover the middle area with its ATGM. At this side we have two squads of Jaeger auf Clara and an M150. M150 heading into here. That is going to meet the Fox at some point. And then we have the Jaeger auf Clara just pushing into that building and this tree line here. At the back, going to Bravo area, we have Stinger, Engineers, Rangers and Mecha Rifles and a supply all heading in there pretty standoffish. Quite far back in the point actually. It's sort of right back here at the buildings. A bit more standoffish than I expected. And then at this side we have Pivads, a Command, 2 Stingers, Engineers Dragon, 2 sets of Rangers, 2 Mech Rifles Law and 2 M60s all heading over this way, and is going to spread around this area and try and get in some of the tree lines and just in front of here for some of those units. Let's get this show on the road, switch over to the controller. Early combat is certainly going to be a little bit of a skirmish in Bravo with those SAS. And then I'm expecting we're going to see early fighting down here at Delta. Obviously, both good divisions, both infantry-based primarily, but do have tanks to fall back on. Helicopters and aircraft probably slightly better overall for Tof with the 8th Infantry, although the Jaguar dive bombers are very nice on the side of the 2nd Infantry. Still curious to see how that sniper does all the way up here in this middle tree set there. It's not something I've really seen done very often. Usually they're a little bit further back, but that extra eyes on could be quite nice, because from there you have eyes on all of this area as well, which is quite nice. Whereas if you're back here or in here, you're not going to see all that very well, but there you get a lovely line of sight through here. Fighting Falcon in for Tof as well now. Those SAS going in at the top. Let's spin over there and have a little look. LRS bumping into the SAS straight away. They're engaging on each other. Fighting Falcon doing a strafing. We're on the SAS. Very nice use of the Falcon, especially when there's no AA there other than the SAS at the moment. M150 gets destroyed by the Fox. I did wonder who would win that fight, but obviously the Fox has the ability to fire very quickly, and it isn't relying on the ATGM missing or not. Oh, the Fox going for the Mutt CV there. Doesn't get the kill, is strafed by the Fighting Falcon. Harrier is in for the Fighting Falcon. Fighting Falcon goes down. Harrier badly damaged and does go down to a Stinger as well. A couple of early losses there. Fox engaging on the Jaeger auf Clara, but goes down to the M150 here. M150 under fire by the Milan. Absolute chaos at the start of this game. LRS did go down here. The SAS did survive. Jaeger have been destroyed in their vehicle by the Engineers and Rangers pushing up here. Saxon destroyed as well. Milan 2 finally gets a kill on the M150. Wow. Just a wall of kills right now. Jaguar cluster bomber coming in there. What's it going for? It's going for the M60. Gets the kill. Dive bombers make all the difference. Almost a guaranteed kill, especially on those smaller tanks. And most of the bigger tanks as well, to be fair. Good skirmish going on here. M60 not faring very well in this fight. Is stunned, panicked, and on 1 health. M113's already badly damaged and getting wrecked as well. Mech rifles trying to push up, but taking fire from the Warrior Milans there. Currently +1 to Mix. About to be +2. CV rushing up towards Bravo for Tof. Well defended here by Mix90 though. SAS still causing problems up at that top point as well. They've managed to get themselves in a building. Down here, Tof trying to maneuver through this forest, take out that Saxon. There's got a bomber coming in there, going for the SAS, gets the kill. Obviously, there's got a bomber could be very useful here if used correctly. Coming in again. Or is that a second laser guided bomber? It turned around awfully quickly. Surely it was the same one just coming back for another pass. Have to check that at the end. See if 2 came in quick succession there. This has been well defended by Mix though. Most of the infantry is dead. Just 1 squad of rangers left from that initial push. Over at this side, Jäger auf Clara being set upon by the engineers and rangers. Mech rifles out in the open, not looking so healthy up here either. They should be able to get on top of those Jäger auf Clara and wipe them out though. The problem with the mech rifles there is they're out in the open. They don't have the cover of the forest, and I don't think the rangers do either. The rangers are stood on the road. They're taking additional damage that they don't need to be taking. Unfortunate positioning there. Over at this side, Engineer's Dragon destroyed by the Warrior Milans there. At the moment, it's looking very good for Mix. He's exchanging very well. Laser got a bomber coming in again. That's the second one then. So it was just 1 at the start. This one gets a nasty hit. Does get out alive though. No, it's coming back past for another pass. Down it goes. Killed by the SAS. In an attempt to kill the M48. An expensive loss. You have Clara killed at the top. Cobra up there now trying to assist. Mix has pretty much cleaned up the bottom here. Cluster coming in up there. Gets the kill on the Cobra. Fighting Falcon coming in there. I think came in for the Jaguar, but the Jaguar was already out. Milan 2 going for the command here. Gets the kill. The command is down. Tof not having a good start to this game at all. Lost the initial pushing force at the other side. Struggling to push here. And obviously lost an expensive jet, a chopper, and the command now. M48 has arrived up here. Trying to see off those mech rifles. Has managed to rout that one. The mech rifles are unfortunately only trained, as are the engineers. The engineers are less of a concern there, but the mech rifles, obviously, if they're only trained, take additional cohesion loss, which has obviously caused them to rout. Mobile's being choppered in to help defend this position, but honestly, I think Mix is okay at the moment. Laser Gutter Bomber comes in again. Ooh, takes a nasty hit, but does get out alive. Surely will be evac'd and not brought round for another pass, though. That jet is turning around. That's the Fighting Falcon. The laser guided bomber did leave the field. That's okay. Panicked a bit there. Thought that was a laser guided bomber coming back again. Engineers not faring well in the middle here. Obviously being dealt with by the M48 from range. Arm rifles and Jäger auf Clara also pushing up to the edge of the forest there. Over at this side, mortars trying to assist with clearing up some of Mix's defensive units. Certainly doing some damage to the arm rifles with the help of the M60 there. More arm rifles coming in at this side, though, with those Warrior Milans pushing through this point. This is looking well locked down here. Cluster coming in for the M60. Doesn't drop its bombs. The M60 got far enough away. Those mortars doing a number on the Warrior Milan there as well. Warrior Milan is down. There's quite a lot of infantry in this point. The Warrior Milan's pushing up to try and engage on the few units that Tof still has in here. Still +1 currently to Mix90. 288 points and counting. And just in terms of what's on the field, obviously the exchanges have not gone well here. There is a lot of blue. That is quite obvious. Tof needs to regain some control. He lost a lot with the initial push into this point. And it is a very difficult point to assault. Very, very difficult. M1A1 Abrams coming in there. Oh, M60 driving along this road here is being shot in the side by a Milan 2. Thankfully dodges the missile. Obviously less than ideal that it's come along that road. Up at the top, Mix is making his move. He's pushing on to Bravo. Ito being deployed here. A little bit late to the party. There's quite a lot coming in. 2 M48s air mobile arm rifles. No, 3 M48s. Sorry, there was one hidden behind the arm rifle there. Jaguar cluster coming in at the top there, going for that M60. Will get the kill this time. Does take some damage, but looks like it will get out intact. Jaguar HE bomber coming in as well. Not sure what that's going for. Oh! The Jaguar cluster did go down in the end. Fighting Falcon is all over the other Jaguar, which goes down as well. Few decent kills there for Tof. Rangers here a little bit outnumbered at this point, though. And at the other side of the map, you can see Mix is managing to push up on all those units now. Currently +2 to Mix. 400 points and 30 odd and counting. Mech rifles doing a decent job against the M48s here with the assistance of the M150. M48s, 2 of them have gone down, 1 still remains, but a Challenger Mark II is rolling in here as well. And there is very little here to protect this area. I did see a chopper just get called in, but I can also see there's a Rapier FSA being moved up. Fortunately, not looking good for Tof. Looking at the map from the top here, there's a lot of blue, as I say. I don't know how Tof is going to turn this around at the moment. Fighting Falcon coming in. The Rover command is moving into Bravo for Mix90. Rapier FSA gets a nice hit on the F-16. As does the other one, and down it goes. We are now +4 for Mix90. 9 minutes to the victory. Mech rifles here routed again. They are only trained mech rifles. So that stress damage is really affecting them in a bad way. And these ones charging across open ground over at this side again. Look at how fast they've got ripped apart. And even faster was how fast the stress went up on them. Thunderbolt AT comes in, trying to get some kills on the M48s there. Jaguar coming in for the Thunderbolt by the looks of it. But Jaguar gets torn apart. Managed to get a sideswipe missile off on the Cobra, but I don't think it actually hit it. Oh, but the Rapier FSAs get the kill on the Thunderbolt as it ventures a little bit too far forward. Lots of reinforcements coming in at the other side for Tof, but I think it's going to be too little too late for this game. Mix remains on a +4, and I just don't see how he's going to breach any of these points now with the amount he's got on the field. It's going to take at least a couple of minutes to get reinforcements to the front line, and he's going to need a sizable force to push somewhere. I think we calculated before it is about 2 minutes for tracked units to get from the spawn to the middle. And this game is going to be over in 7.5 minutes. Yeah, Warrior Milan's here, managing to take out infantry as they're coming in the vehicles over here, and there's the surrender. Commiserations on that game, Tof. Well played to Mix, though. Very well played. Kills to losses, I actually thought were going to be worse than that. I thought kills were going to be more in Mix's favour, so well done to Tof. Let's have a look at the kills and losses. Warrior Milan there doing a lot of work. And again, the Warrior Milan, the Warrior Milan's MVP on Mix's side. Over at this side, Laser Guided Bomber didn't do badly. But unfortunately, they didn't stay alive very long. Let's have a quick look down here. Early game, reasonable exchanges. And then it started to sort of switch over into, unfortunately, Tof losing a bit more. As we had the command go down, we had the Laser Guided Bomber go down. Yeah, that was the switch, really. Unlucky on the first game, Tof. Join me tomorrow for the second game with these two. And see who can push forward and go through to the finals. Happy holidays, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow.